Self-driving electric cars. It does sound shocking to me and maybe also to you. But I have to admit, I do enjoy driving with the Tesla Autopilot, and I can imagine a safer and more comfortable future with this kind of technology. But often when I'm just sitting there doing nothing, I dream of screaming naturally aspirated engines, cars of the past that had to be driven, not just monitored.
Guys, this is the best stream ever. Maybe I shouldn't have watched that James Bond movie yesterday. But now I'm glad that I have. Because driving this old school V12 engine, it's just so much fun. It's not nearly as fast as the Tesla Model S P90D, but it's so much more emotional. We listen to that V12 noise. Incredible. Aston Martin V12 Vanquish Volante. What a name and what a car. We got a 6-liter V12 naturally aspirated engine, the complete opposite of a Tesla, the complete opposite of the future. This is old school, this is the past, and we are here today to enjoy that. Woo! Listen to that noise, guys. Oh, this is the best stream ever.
The Aston Martin Vanquish Volante is the top-of-the-line model in Aston's current lineup. It has one of the most classic shapes of any car on the road, which to me makes Aston Martin so special. That and all the James Bond heritage, of course. All the body panels are made out of carbon fiber and help the car to weigh just over 4,000 pounds and be the stiffest Volante ever produced. The shape of the car and the deck lid have been aerodynamically tuned for optimum performance and high-speed driving. While we are at it, the Volante's top speed is 183 miles per hour, which should be just fast enough. The biggest surprise to me, however, is the interior, which has been improved immensely over the past decade. This is by far the best one I have seen by Aston Martin. But the heart of this car is of course its 6-liter V12 engine designated as AM11. It produces 573 gentle horsepower and 620 Nm of torque. It is the last of its kind, unfortunately, which makes this test so special to me.
Listen to that. This is Formula 1 for the street. Oh my god. And I'm talking about that old school Formula 1, not that new turbo crap. Vacuum cleaner F1. This car takes 4.1 seconds to 60. But this car is not about speed. It's about comfort. It's about elegance. It's about cruising with a nice soundtrack in the background. I don't care if I use 20 liters per 100 kilometers of fuel. I really don't give a crap. Just by listening to this. And this new ZF 8-speed automatic transmission we know already from BMW, Jaguar and some other manufacturers is just fantastic. Listen to that, guys. I don't want to wake up ever. Yeah, I know some of you might understand why someone like me who loves cars is very sad about where the car industry is moving towards with all the electric cars and turbocharged cars. I mean, nothing gives you more goosebumps than a naturally aspirated engine, especially if it's a V12. I think I'm gonna collect oldtimers in the future. Oh guys, unfortunately we got some British weather here, perfectly for this car, I know. But it's starting to rain very strong, so let's better close up this roof. We can do that at up to 30 kph, I believe. Let's figure it out. I'm driving 28, 29, 30. Still working over 30. Ugh. And luckily this roof only takes 14 seconds to fully close. And we are back on our way. I know the Brits are used to this sudden rain, so I guess that's why the roof closes rather quickly. Now I just closed the roof and the weather is nice again. This is real British weather here. It changes all the time. I'm sure in a few miles it will rain again. So we will just leave the roof closed for now. Also, you guys can hear me a lot better like this. I drove the Astons back in the 2000s, the DB9, even the DB7 and the old Vanquish. They were pretty terrible. I mean, the interior quality was a nightmare. It came all from Ford, the radio was from Ford, the door handles were from Ford. Right now it's a totally different game. I'm really, really surprised. The interior quality is really good. I mean, the leather feels amazing, the stitching is beautiful. Everything that looks like aluminum is aluminum. The pedals feel really nice. The steering wheel feels good. The design, you know, it's special. Not everyone likes it. I think it's okay. Also, Aston Martin finally upgraded their transmission. We now have the ZF 8-speed automatic, which we know from the BMW and Jaguar and some other manufacturers, and it works as everywhere fantastically. The shifts are very fast, direction is very quick. I mean, there's nothing to complain about here. The only downside is the navigation system. I mean, they definitely redid it and it's a lot better than in the previous generation, but the map still looks kinda, you know, iffy for 2015. The car has 573 horsepower, but it doesn't feel that strong. But that's very usual for Aston Martins. They're more of a GT car. This car doesn't feel like a sports car at all, at least not in my book. It's a gentleman sports car, meaning that it's more of a cruiser, it's a GT car. You get very comfortable from point A to B with a little bit of sound and, you know, with a little bit of that James Bond feeling. Now this Aston Martin V12 Vanquish Volante of course doesn't come cheap. It costs 265,000 euros or $300,000. But in my opinion it's worth it. It definitely feels on a higher level than a Porsche. It's a lot more special. The quality and everything inside is very good. I wouldn't say it's better than a Porsche on the quality part, but you know, for such a small manufacturer it's really top notch. Listen to that sound, guys. That V12 engine, it makes everything good again. And it's just, this car gives you a feeling you cannot get in anything else. I mean, no Porsche Turbo will give you this sort of feeling you get in here. It's just very unique and it's a dying breed, unfortunately. I will miss it a lot. Now this 6-liter V12 engine of course sounds incredible. The only problem I have with it is an exhaust valve, which is in the right exhaust pipe, and it's very difficult to keep it open. I mean, I'm in the sport mode already, which allows it to open at all, but it's not open below 3000 RPM, and it's hard to keep it open on top as well. For example, if you stand and you want to rev it, it will close the exhaust valve no matter what you do. Because the car is not made for people who show it off. It's not made for, you know, loud appearances. It can be loud when you cruise on a nice country road like this, but they definitely didn't want their owners to get, you know, unwanted attention in their neighborhood, you know, when they are driving off in the middle of the night visiting their mistress. That's why Aston Martin decided to keep this car a little bit quieter than the old DBS, for example. Now for me personally, I probably wouldn't buy this car. I mean, I would have a hard time because of the V12 engine. I absolutely love that thing. And since it's such a dying breed and those engines are disappearing more and more, if I had the money I would consider buying it. But personally I'm more interested in real high performance sports cars like the Porsche GT3. But for the right client, you know, who wants some cruiser, this is probably the best. I mean, it's definitely on top of a Porsche Turbo and something totally different than the new McLaren 570 GT. And in that price segment, I can't really think of anything else that would compete with this car. The sun is out again. I'm driving open here. I think I will never wake up out of this dream. Thank you, Tesla Autopilot, for making this dream possible. I think I never want to wake up again. And thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Kai. I see you guys next time on Groschi Automotive. Arnie B is also blown away. The red interior, look at it. The honeycomb stitching.